Good morning, everybody. Well, I am so sorry that you didn't get to see me live this morning. It didn't matter which system I tried. Facebook was not letting me on, so I couldn't get on through my usual webcam on my PC. I had to go on my iPad, and it just kept showing the picture of my coffee cup and the mess in my office. I tried to reverse the camera and it wouldn't let me do that. Then I tried my phone and it still wouldn't let me on, so I'm clearly not meant to be live this morning, but I wanted to give you a flavour of how to do a spring clean of your energy today. So I've made this very brief video and I've put the link on. It'll take you through to my YouTube channel, so hopefully there shouldn't be a problem in you seeing this stuff. If however you do have any questions, post them in the den and I'll do my very best to answer them. So we thought it would be a really good idea to do a spring detox cleaning of your energetic field to help you to step into spring, because we went forward an hour over the weekend, losing an hour's sleep but gaining some light, and we are in need of light to re-energise ourselves, I think. So it's been pretty grotty here the last few weeks, hasn't it, in the UK, with too much snow and too much cold weather. Fingers crossed we don't get the cold snap that's been forecast over the Easter break, but I'm sure we can work our way around it. So I will answer a couple of questions that have come into the den, and I will take you through a process using energy alignment method, which I've spoken about before, on how to release any energy resistance that you might hold in your energetic field. We'll look at it from an auric perspective, we'll look at your chakras, and then we'll look at a mind detox where we're holding on to thoughts, beliefs and emotions that are not serving you, where you can release them. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go in and answer a couple of questions that have popped in. One from Trudy, who asked she would love to know how to feel motivation if she's had an energy clearing. Well, two things. First of all, if you've done an energy clearing, the idea of that is that you get rid of any negativity in your energy field. So sometimes we can feel pretty tired when we've done that, and if motivation isn't forthcoming because we're still so tired and we haven't got the motivation or the momentum to do what we need to do, then be kind on yourself is my honest answer there. So take a rest after you've done your energy clearing after this session, and revive yourself and think about what is it that would really create some momentum for you to give you motivation to do whatever it is that you need to do, because only you can actually create what you need to create. You can't rely on other people, you can't rely on other situations or things. It is you who is the co-creator of your own universe. So in terms of motivation is a feeling, and ask yourself, check in, what are you feeling right now? So if you're feeling angry, you need to release the anger and replace it with motivation. If you're feeling depressed, you need to release the depressed, replace it with motivation or a higher energetic vibration. If you are at the level where you are bored, that's a good sign, because boredom is a neutral energetic charge. It hasn't got negativity of anger and guilt and depression and sorrow, and it hasn't quite got into the momentum of making you do anything. So if you're feeling bored, that's good, because you can shift bored. So again, you would release the feeling of boredom from your energy field, from your body, and I'll show you how to do that in a little while. And then do your detox, follow some of the tips that I'll show you today, and then go at your allowance statement, which I will talk about later. Your allowance statement would be, I'm ready to feel motivated. I allow the feeling of motivation into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I hope that's answered your question, Trudy. I've also been asked by Fran how to get rid of the stucky gunk in the auric field. Well, I'm going to run through that in an exercise this morning, so I think you'll find that useful, Fran, as will everybody else. Okay, so just two quick questions I've actually answered there. Incidentally, if anybody does have questions on the stuff I will talk about for the next few minutes, do pop a question against the video in the den and I will get back to you and answer if I can. All right, so let's talk about how to get into flow, because I think with, certainly in my case anyway, I don't like winter weather very much, and I'm sure that some of you don't either. I find it very oppressive, very heavy energy, especially when it snowed, and I've been feeling quite trapped because it snowed, and we got snowed in here. And I know it sounds ridiculous to people overseas who, you know, England gets 2 inches of snow and we grind to a halt, but we really did. I live in quite a remote village, and we couldn't get out of the village because there's a hill and I couldn't drive up that, and all we did was walk around the village for a week whilst the snow was here, because it had drifted over the fields and the roads were pretty bad. And I once went out in the snow in my car and ended up with a pretty hefty crashed car bill to pay for. So I don't drive when it snows now. I walk everywhere. So how do we lift our spirits? How do we shift the energy? So the things that I will suggest to you today address how to shift the debris in your energetic field to move your soul forward into a state of flow. Okay. So I'm just having a quick look here because I've just popped up and noticed that some questions are cropping up on Facebook while we talk. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's just two people who have tried to get on my live broadcast pop in some messages to me, so we'll get that covered. Okay, so in terms of releasing any negativity that you might have been hanging on to, particularly over the winter months, let's look at how you will clear that. So today I'm going to be using my energetic clearing called the energy alignment method. Now, the energy alignment method is a really simple process which checks in with your body in terms of are you holding on to any resistance or are you in flow. The way that that is done is for you to stand up and do a sway. You can actually sit and do it, but you need to learn how to do it standing first. So I will stand up and demonstrate to you what you would be doing. So let me give you an example. One of the things that you can check in with is is your aura in alignment? So have you got any resistance in the layers of your aura? Now, I'll use this as an example, so I know Fran was interested in clearing her auric layers. So let's ask that question. Now, I'm going to take this with me just in case you can't hear me because I'm moving away from my camera. So the way to do it would be to stand. Let me lift up so you can see me. You would stand up straight. I'll do it on the side so you can see me. And we would stand with our arms down by our side and just feet hip width apart. Get your balance and ask the question, are my auric fields in alignment? If it's a yes, your body will naturally go forward. If they're out of alignment, your body will sway backwards. So I will ask the question, I was pushing forward then. So is my aura in alignment? And yes, my aura is in alignment. Now, if it were not in alignment, you would sway on it to shift it. So let's give an example of, there are several layers to your aura. Now, the auric layers consist of the physical layer, obviously. Then you move out and you've got the etheric layer. Then you've got the emotional layer, mental layer, astral layer, celestial layer, and the divine layer. So there are many layers to your auric field. You can check in with each of those layers. I will post those layers into this group so that you can see them later and check in with it. So let's say your physical layer was fine. I could ask the question, is my etheric aura in alignment? Yes, it is. Is my emotional layer in alignment? No, it's not. I'm going backwards. So if that were the case, I would use the release statement in EAM. So the release statement in EAM is, I'm ready to release this emotional block in my auric layer. I choose to release it now from my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. I'm ready to release this emotional block in my aura. I choose to release it now from my auric layer in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. You can see my body starting to go forward because it's ready to release that block. So you would repeat that statement 3 times and then you would check in and ask the question, am I in alignment on my emotional layer of my aura? Yes. So what you would do then is to replace the piece that you've taken out, the negative piece, with a positive piece. So let me just come back down and sit so you can see me again. So you're not just looking at my chest. Okay. So we always replace a negative statement with a positive affirmation statement of how you would like to feel. So I am ready to allow my aura to be totally cleansed. I choose to allow this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. So it's pretty much the same statement, only instead of releasing something, you're allowing something. The reason we do this is it's based on the law of attraction. And law of attraction, quite a lot of the time, when people do law of attraction work, they release all the negativity, but don't actually replace it with what they want to bring in. And they're still focusing on the lack of, or the negative, or the thing that's bothering them, instead of replacing it with a positive statement. So that's why we do what we do. So in terms, let's repeat again, if you were going to work your way through layers of your aura, you would stand on the spot and just allow your body to sway. Don't overthink it. Your body will naturally go backwards or forwards if you have resistance or not. If you go backwards and you have resistance, then you release whichever layer of your auric field has that resistance. And then when you've cleared it, you replace with a positive statement. So it could be something like, I allow my aura to be totally cleansed, or I allow pure energy or white light energy into my auric field on whichever level it is. Choose to allow it in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. So let's just run through the layers of the aura that you might want to check in on to make sure that all layers of your invisible auric field are not carrying any of that negative emotion, negative feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and let's face it, if we don't shift that, it can actually manifest as illness in our body if we allow it to get onto our physical level. So the layers of the aura are the physical layer, which is the closest, obviously, then the etheric layer, the emotional layer, the mental layer, the astral layer, the celestial layer, and finally the divine layer. So we're layering up all of the energies. They get slightly higher vibration as they come further out of our body, but we can check in and release any negativity in there. So that's how to do your auric cleanse. And again, you could do exactly the same, but this time around checking in with you could check in with your chakras. So we talked about mentioning how to clear the chakra energies. Let me just check in with my check sheet to make sure I'm telling you what I've agreed to tell you. Yeah, so just check and ask, are my chakras in alignment? If they are, your body will go forward. If they're not, work your way through the individual chakra points. I'm sure that you all know where your chakra points are now, because we've talked about energy on a number of occasions, and I know that you guys are all fairly up on your holistic stuff. But you just check in on the 7 main points of chakra and ask if they are in alignment. If they're not, you can do the sway and the clearing to move that forward. The other things that you can check in on that sometimes we overlook, you can check to see whether you have got more yin or yang energy, or whether they are in balance. The idea is that they are in balance. So you can ask questions like, is my yin energy in alignment? If it is, you'll go forward. Is my yang energy in alignment? If it is, you'll go forward. If it's a no, however, you can find out whether one is stronger than the other. The yin energy could be, it's just too heavy for you and you need to bring that down a bit and bring in more yang energy, and just ask about alignment on that. Okay. The other thing that you can check in on is the flow of energy between your head, your heart and your hara, around the belly button area, in flow. Because if you are overthinking things, your head will be out of alignment. If you are over emotional, your heart will be out of alignment. And your hara is a central energetic point, the point of creation. There is no coincidence that your hara is around your sacral chakra, which is your point of creation as a woman. It's where we co-create, where babies are made, where we create life. And all of the stuff that we create is from our energetic vibration. So ask the question, are those 3 points on your body in alignment? It's also based on Chinese medicine. I'm not going to go into that today because I am not an expert on that, but principles on energy alignment method are related to the elements and Chinese medicine as well. So ask the question, is my head, my heart and my hara in alignment? And then do some swaying and releasing to let that go. So let's have a look then at how to detox your mind, which is one of the things I promised you. So we're spring cleaning our energy. So we've talked about our auric levels, so our outer levels. We've talked about spring cleaning our chakras using the EAM method. And we're now going to talk about mind, because I think quite a lot we create on what we think. So we sometimes have to set new intentions on shifting stuff that's not working for us. The chances are, if we're thinking negative thoughts, or we're thinking, isn't it terrible weather out there? Why aren't my customers rushing to me with heaps of money? Or why aren't I getting the bookings in? Or how come things aren't working out in my relationship? Or how come I can't lose weight? How come I feel ill today? They're all negative thought activity, and we need to do a mind detox on that. So you can use EAM to do that. It's really about, it's as simple as you could potentially just sit with a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, and get what I call it a brain dump. Get out of your head all of the stuff that's getting in the way. So take 5-10 minutes out, sit down with your piece of paper and just write down all of the stuff that's bothering you at the minute. So, you know, it might be, got to go and redecorate the back bedroom, need to clear the clutter, got to take little Jimmy out swimming later on, my mother's coming round for Easter, you know, I need to do this, I've got to go and get some more work, I need to do my marketing. All of that stuff that is going on in your head and keeping you busy is getting in the way of you creating what you want. So the way to get rid of all of those thoughts, write them down, and then when you've written them down, screw that paper into a little ball and bin it. You've got all of those thoughts out of your head then. So when you've done that, you can then sway and ready to release any remnants of all of those thoughts that have been cluttering my head. Choose to release them now in all forms, on all levels, at all points in time. And sway on it to see if you have actually let go of them. If there are things on that list that you actually do really need to do, then make a priority list, but don't have any more than 3 priorities at any one time, so that you don't over clutter your mind again. So that will be a suggestion, a simple suggestion on how to declutter your mind. Focus on your intentions of what you actually want to have happen as well. So instead of having too much to do, I am in control. I am able to make the daily tasks that I need to do them and get them done with ease, and focus on getting them done with good intention. If you need to draft in extra help from other people, bring that into your intention setting. I create people who can help me with this particular task or activity. Simple. Okay, well, I did make a list of things I could potentially talk about here about declutter and detox and spring cleaning. The obvious one is obviously your environment. Now, I am not the expert to talk on this. I am in my little office, which is fairly cluttered at the moment. There's lots of bits of paper about, and books and files, and it really does need a declutter. The problem is I've got nowhere to put it and I can't bin it. But really think about, you know, is your surroundings, your environment, is that getting you down right now? Is there something you can do to make you feel better? Decluttering is therapeutic. Really think about, do you absolutely need this thing? Do you love it? Do you want it? One of the books I've been reading recently, and it's quite an interesting read, is there's a book called Spark, and it's talking about the decluttering process. It's written by a Japanese lady, and really, really interesting concept about how to fold everything, how to sort things out. And she talks about sorting out one category of thing to do the decluttering exercise, so you can actually see for yourself exactly how many pairs of red socks you have, how many pairs of black knickers, how many navy blue t-shirts you've got, how many books on a particular subject, and you go through that category and have a look through. Do I need it? Do I want it? Do I love it? If you don't love it, get rid of it. It's quite a harsh task, but a necessary task, because it then frees up the space. Because the principles of Marie Kondo's book is that you should absolutely love everything surrounding you so that you feel better and you are surrounded by positive energy. So it's a real interesting book. There are videos on YouTube that you can watch of her as well. And I am now master at threefolding my clothes, and it does take up less space. It also helps you to see what you've got in your drawer and on your shelves. So really worth a look at there. So if you're going to detox your environment, highly recommend looking at Spark. And if you Google Marie Kondo, Kondo, she's the lady that has developed this system that works really, really well. So let's have another little look now. Oh yes, think about what's going into your mouth. Now I know that this is not an easy thing to do this weekend because we are coming up for Easter and chocolate is all around, isn't it? So, you know, eat it, allow yourself some luxury, don't beat yourself up on it, but really think about, are you putting good, clean, healthy food into your system, or are you becoming a junk addict? Easy to become a couch potato and eat stodgy comfort food when the weather's been cold, but we are about to, you know, burst into spring. As I look out the window, even though it's a bit cloudy today, I can see the hint of blossom on the trees, and the bulbs are starting to come up. There's a splash of colour. So think about how can you bring your plate to life. So think about, you know, eating lovely fresh vegetables and fruits, very bright colours. The more multicoloured your plate is, the better it will be. And really, really, you know, nurture your body, re-energise it with some clean water, drink water, and flush the body through to detox that as well. Now, I'm not suggesting that we all go on a, you know, one of these harsh detox, but really think about what you're putting into your body, and then when you do actually eat it, eat consciously. Don't just shovel it in, watching the television or having conversations with people and not focusing on what you eat. Savour each mouthful and enjoy, but do enjoy some luxury as well as being you know, strict with yourself if you're going on a healthy eating plan. So some suggestions there. Okay, let's have a little look then. I know I suggested that I would look at some colours for you. Colours that mean spring to me. Spring greens, it's fresh. It's freshness of colour. So think about putting some of these colours into your environment, maybe wearing the colours, eating the colours. So spring greens, we've just talked about healthy eating and bright coloured vegetables, so that would be a good one. Fresh lemon. So, you know, maybe your bedroom needs a lick of paint and you want a nice bright colour that will be relaxing as well as fresh. Lemon is a good colour for that. So is pale blue, the colour of the sky when the sun finally comes out, isn't it? So we always look forward to having pale blue skies when spring's on its way. The other colour that automatically cleanses. So again, if you wanted to run some colour through your system to cleanse your auric field or your chakra system, using white light. Okay, if you're feeling a little bit low, if you've been struggling to feel loved and nurtured, if you have been struggling to sleep, run some rose coloured pink through your auric system and cleanse with a rose coloured system. Okay, anything that you feel aligned to, maybe a gentle sort of lilac-y purple colour to calm and clear. But could be a good colour with the white light to run through your energy once you've released all of the resistances that you might be holding on to right now. And you know, those are my suggestions. So I know this may be a little bit briefer than the workshop would have been because I've been unable to take your questions live today as well. But I hope that this has been helpful for you and will help you to detox your energy over the spring holiday. Good news is we have got some holiday coming up over the next few days. So, you know, the other thing is get out and have some fun. If you're out with your family, hopefully the weather will hold out for us in England today and over the coming days. So we can get out in the fresh air, take some walks. If you're near a beach, go run on the beach. And just enjoy, because that again naturally raises your energetic vibration. Remember, if you're looking to detox and reset your reset point for your energy, it has to be at an emotional level higher than boredom. So we're talking about happy, we're talking about passion, we're talking about enthusiasm, we're talking about love, we're talking about what else could you be that's bright and breezy, anything that energized and motivated. We had that earlier, didn't we, from Trudy? So anything that makes you feel good is a point of good energetic vibration. If you have any questions and you're not certain about is this emotion good for me, drop me a message in the box below the video and I will pop into the den over the next coming days and I will help you if I can. So I'm going to check out for now. Hopefully that's been useful for you. So suggestions on spring cleaning your soul there in that short video, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Hopefully I'll get Facebook Live going by the next time we come to talk again. So Jackie over and out. Have a good Easter and happy spring cleaning. Bye.